Alright, welcome back everybody to part 2 of doing the first time I play ClayFighter 63 1/3. I'm actually a little bit excited to do this, unlike I would usually be, to play another round of a bad game that I pretty much already played. But I have the benefit of a new toy to play it with. I just got this. This brings me up to like 15 or something like that, N64 controllers, depending on, different kinds of super pads and the racing ones. But I just picked up this Interact Arcade Shark, which I think might be the only fighting stick that anybody made for the N64. Because, even with a bunch of fighting games, the N64 didn't really become known for fighting games like the PS1 would with Tekken and all the Street Fighters and all that stuff. With the 64, we just got Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, and a bunch of kind of mediocre ones for the most part. So nobody really bothered to make this except for Interact, and they made a pretty good one. The buttons are nice and big. I mean, they're not the same shape to keep it in like kind of the same scale as the regular controller. The one thing that is basically I'll show you two things. One thing is I really like the little thing right here. This is for the controller pack. I just like how it's hidden, the little compartment. And the other thing that you might notice about it is that there's two places for the joystick here. You can screw this part off and move it either to the left side of the joystick like it would probably normally be, or the middle part of the joystick closer to the buttons. So that's really cool. And so that's what I'm going to be playing this with. It might seem like it made sense to put it right here, but I'm actually just going to do it on my lap because it actually worked out pretty well and I gave it a test run. And the other thing, the only other real thing I was going to show anybody, because I don't really care if I get an ending out of this one, I did put in the cheat codes so that everybody could see what the 3 unlockable characters are. It's Sumo Santa, there's Dr. Kiln, who's kind of the big bad, he's the last boss of the game, and everybody kind of ties back to this guy. Excuse me, he's like the Shang Tsung. And Boogerman, so having Boogerman in there is kind of cool too. For this playthrough, I am going to stick with Earthworm Jim, because I'm kind of cool with him, and he's probably the most enjoyable character that's not Ichibod Clay for me. So, like I said, I went over the fact that the characters, some of them were pretty lame, were pretty dumb. I like Ichibod Clay, I used him. I like Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim hadn't even been ruined yet, because Earthworm Jim 3D didn't exist yet. I never really played Earthworm Jim 3D, but I've heard it's my favorite. So just get into it and play some more. The thing that I noticed about this game when I was both in the first run that I did, the first video, and when I was playing it on my own, is that they make the hits. They basically, instead of having 2 rounds, they have the 2 health bars, and they make all the hits really, really weak. Basically, like, that was kind of a lot. But like when you knock off combos, even when you knock off like an 8-hit combo, it doesn't really take up very much of the health bar. And I think that's how they kind of like drew out all the matches and made them seem longer than they really are. Because if you notice, the timer at the top is not really going in real time. It's kind of like 2 seconds instead of 1 second for every time it ticks down. I think like if it was 99 seconds, a lot of these things would just come to draws because it takes so long to actually do it. The one thing I do like about Earthworm Jim is he is very easy to do Hadouken style. Quarter circle forward, weak punch, he shoots his ray gun. And he does that uppercut too. God damn it. I can't say that I've learned how to do the special combos, special moves, but you can kind of pull them off just by kind of mashing buttons, which is most of this game anyway. I'll be honest with you, I beat a run through of the regular arcade mode just by kind of mostly mashing buttons. Because I didn't really learn the moves, I just knew that I could do the Earthworm Jim ray gun thing with a quarter circle. Because, I mean, if that's the way that they're going to make their moves, that's somebody who has something like that has to do that with that exact button input. It's going to be quarter circle forward, light punch. Oh yeah. I don't know the fatalities. But yeah, notice that clock ticked down to 40. So, I mean, that was like a 2-minute fight right there. And that's actually kind of long for a fighting game. I think most people can agree on that. And it feels longer than it is, too, because the controls... I don't know if stiff is the right word. I would almost call it like... I feel like it feels like I'm pushing things that are made out of clay. Like they're not resistant to my inputs, but they don't respond to them 100%. You know, I feel like I'm in control of it, which is better than I can say for some of the other fighting games that I played so far. But I don't feel like what I do has a 100% effect. I feel like it's being resisted to it's at least some extent. Hey, I got one. That's Earthworm Jim. Basically just uppercut you a bunch of times. And this is when you kind of realize that the AI is so awful in this game. The opponent AI. It's not cheap, but there are times that it is observably stupid. Because the whole problem with the way that these moves are pulled off... Jesus Christ, that was loud. The problem with the way that a lot of the characters' moves like that are pulled off is that they go into an animation, and if you dodge that animation, they are completely open to a free hit, basically. Or, depending on which move they're pulling off, like T-Hoppy does a sort of like projectile thing, where you can just kind of sit back and block it, but you can't jump over it or anything like that. But what it does is it leaves them stuck in that animation for, depending on how long it is, 3 to 5 seconds usually. What Earthworm Jim does is it makes him go and try and do a big uppercut like 5 times in a row. Now, if the computer dodges it, they can just keep stepping back, and they'll never get hit. But what a lot of times will happen, and I'm playing on normal difficulty, and I noticed this on normal difficulty. I'm not playing on easy like I was in the first video to get like feet wet. The computer will step back into the uppercut, and they won't get hit by all 5 because that would be pretty devastating. It would be too easy. But I'll still end up hitting like 2 of the 5 uppercuts that he tries to do because the computer doesn't know how to move completely out of the way. They just kind of understand to avoid part of it. It's just really weird. It's not very good AI. When you're playing this by yourself, this sounds like it's really old. Even Earthworm Jims, which are kind of endearing, because I like Earthworm Jims. But yeah, some of the ones that I fought in the last video, I've tried. Might be any punch in the video, because I tried to do something different by doing the strong punch. Doing the same thing. So that was weird. This is really good button. Let's get ready to crumble. Which is like the opposite of what you would say for like playing fighting games. It's more control. People complain that it's too small. Of course, the biggest button on, if I'm playing this game, the biggest button actually don't have a function now. In the Z button, LR.
Take this!
The only function they had was if I wanted to do a taunt, and when I was putting the codes in to show off the Oh, I noticed this. I noticed this when I was playing on this level the last time. Why is it so dark? This is this. I think this is Santa's Toy Factory, I believe. It probably is. Which would be Santa's home turf. But it's what, like, they're trying to do shadow effects, and they're doing shadow effects that show up on the characters' faces. And it makes the whole room seem absurdly dim. And then there's parts where you go into the corner. This is when I started to really notice it. Okay, different second now. I don't know if this room is bad. But there are parts of that room where, if you're fighting in a certain area, the characters are completely covered by shadow. It's very, very strange, considering that the whole job of the game is kind of the visuals of the character. Kind of hide the character at any moment they would want to do that. I don't care what kind of game. There's no reason you should have a fighting game. And at any point, the characters just
I'm a superhero.
have a big shadow over their faces and whole bodies. Great. That was a good time.
Let's get ready to crumble.
I can't wait to be done with this, honestly. It's mostly just beating a dead horse or beating a dead chicken and having I swear to God, I didn't set that. I started thinking of dead animals. There's a worm, there's a chicken.
Whoa, man. Ooh, nice one. Loser.
This is like one of those things where, like, one video can sometimes can't.
Fly the voodoo skies.
What else am I showing on? What else am I doing? But normal mode run through. Oh, fuck you! That's fucking hilarious.
No. Voodoo. Clock you. Get away. Clock you. Get away.
Really?
Fly the voodoo skies. Ow! Clock you.
I'm not actually worried at all that I'm not going to win fight or anything like that. It's just when they do certain moves, they're just that's probably my favorite move that It looks good.
Get away! Cheesy combo! Loser! Ouch! Loser! Ouch! Whoa, man! Whoa, man! Get away! Smile!
Cool.
Whoa, man!
Hey, you got a big combo on. And notice how much it actually took out of my life bar too. Like, barely did, eh?
Whoa, man!
Combos kind of don't make sense to me sometimes.
Fly the voodoo skies! Ouch! Get away! Get away! Voodoo! Holy combo! Itty-bitty combo! Loser! Ouch! I'm a superhero! You win!
Please tell me it's Dr. Kellen. Oh, god damn it. There are at least 2 more fights to go. It is what it is. Content!
Earthworm Jim!
Don't forget while you're watching this, I have to play this game twice. I had to do it somewhat recently. Or somewhat... I will be doing it somewhat soon. That's the proper way to say that. Well, I just whipped his ass. Hey!
Oh, I love it.
Go back to you. Yeah! Nice.
Little girl.
That really took a bit out of his health bar. You don't almost nothing.
Cheesy combo.
Yeah, it's like it does almost nothing.
Sock it to him.
It's almost not working.
Oh, that's going to be loud. Take this. Take this. Loser. Oh,
Yeah, look at that. Look at how much damage the headwind move does. It does as much damage as the big combo that they make a big deal out of. Why would I even bother?
I'll sue. You got it down.
It's some serious imbalance in the movesets here. There we go. We're almost done. I do like it. I do like that. Look at commentaries. It's just any fighting game. Even though I'm not like great using the fight pads, I've never had increased success with fighting games just because I was using an arcade stick, but it feels cool. Remember, when I only had a Retron 3, I have a Retron 5 now. It doesn't matter anymore, but when I had the Retron 3, I ended up getting 2 Genesis arcade sticks. So I tried to get any fighting game to try to find a Genesis. It doesn't matter, but... Oh my god, damn this.
Take that.
Shoot him in the yes! Oh my god, we're done.
Superhero win.
That's it. We're done. What's his ending? Is it anything? Give any value whatsoever to what I just did? When we save the day and his image as a true superhero, Earthworm Jim picks up real. Oh yeah. I think he'd have a natural fear of bugs. So Earthworm Jim just goes fishing. Because whatever. Great ending. It's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. Okay, we're done here. Great. Thanks for watching and everything. Join me next time when I play Extreme G. It'll be the next game I play. I'm looking forward to it. I've never played it much before, but I am looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Keep watching.
Let's
Keep
get
reading my
ready to
books.
crumble. Let's get this over with. Fight.